Michelle here with the Hickok Homestead. So the sauerkraut has been simmering for a little over a week. We ran out of time last night, and so today I'm going to turn on the light and then I'm going to taste the sauerkraut. So Mitch, if you'd like to come and get a close-up of the sauerkraut. It's been sitting, I haven't touched it, no joke, in a while. And I have my little weight on top here. I'm going to just remove the weight. And if I wanted to sit some more, I would need to add some more brine. Now, brine is water and salt mixture. Whew. I can smell it. It smells like sauerkraut. It smells like cabbage. So I'm going to try it for the first time. Now, from what I understand, from what Art was mentioning yesterday with his video, the longer it sits, the more stronger it gets. It's kind of like the kombucha. The longer it sits, the stronger it gets. So here we go. I'm going to remove my top leaf. Oh, it looks good. It's good. It doesn't taste salty at all, honey.
So what she's referencing is the fermented carrots that she made.
Yeah, those are going to the chickens.
She put some as one of the sides for dinner one night. And let's just say my mouth rejected them.
Quite violently.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. You would not have wanted to have been a dinner guest.
Oh my word. So this is actually really good. So this is the top leaf, which I will give to the chickens. And what's underneath is what we'll be eating. And it is really, really good, honey. I would say you should try it. You will not regret this, I promise.
We have that on video.
Alright.
Alright, I'll try it.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
Reminds me of eating a Reuben.
It's not bad. It has a stinky foot sort of odor to it.
Well, that's cabbage. Cabbage gets that smell. But you notice people, he's going in for seconds.
What's the... Yeah, my mouth didn't reject it. So what's the difference between this and the carrots? Why did this come out better?
I have no clue. And I do not know. The only thing I can think of is with the carrots, I got the quantity of salt wrong. This required teaspoons of salt, whereas the carrots required tablespoons, according to the recipes.
Oh.
So, I'm thinking teaspoons from now on. Mitch gives it a thumbs up. Sweet.
Yeah, good.
Excellent. So really quick, while I have you here, of all the things, I'm going to just list them off. What do you think? All right? Ambush, yes. The sourdough bread.
This batch?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, we just had some for toast. It was delicious. Yep. The cinnamon rolls.
Awesome. So good. like really, really good.
They were really, really, really awesome. And kombucha.
It's mild.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
I haven't had a lot. Hopefully you can find some more, and then we can drink the rest of what you made.
Right. I have to get some more because that's going to sit up there for probably 2 weeks. So, and I'm going to start a new Scoby today, actually, which I'm going to film shortly. So
good.
Sauerkraut.
Good.
Yeah. Carrots.
Awful. Awful. So bad.
So there's the lowdown on everything we've made so far, and we'll be adding to the mix shortly. Yay! Hey guys. So, as you know, we're very much into kombucha and fermenting now in this household, and I have done a video on kombucha before, and I actually have started from scratch making my own Scoby. Now, I've gotten a lot of requests from people that I know and love that want to start making their own kombucha, but really don't know where, how, or know how. And so I'm here to help them through that process. I thought maybe I'd make a video of it. The recipe that I got off a fellow YouTube site. I have tried it, it has worked, and I've actually started brewing my own kombucha because of this. So for some of you that don't know, Scoby, or also known as mushroom, even though they're completely different families, is a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. So it's like this little pancake gel disc on top of your brewing kombucha. Now that material eats the sugar that you put in your kombucha, and it then uses that bacteria, it grows that bacteria and that yeast, and it makes a fermented beverage known as kombucha. Now kombucha has many health benefits based on my personal experience and those that I know. It's a very good gut product. It helps, it's a probiotic, it helps with your gut. And so in my own personal opinion, I believe that kombucha is very, very good. There are always doubters, however, and it's supposedly not scientifically proven as of yet. But I say if it works, then you should continue doing it. Now, one thing when you are doing this, you are growing yeast and bacteria, and so you want to be mindful not to have bad bacteria go into your good bacteria. So always sterilize everything. I wash it through my dishwasher, or you could hand wash it, and then I rinse it in vinegar, and then rinse it with water. So that way I know that everything is nice and clean and set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the process of making my Scoby. So here are the things you're going to need to make your Scoby. You're going to need water. I have 4 cups or 1 liter of water right here. This is purified water, straight from our well and then through our Alexa Pure. So that way it is as pure and clean as possible. You're going to need 1/3 of a cup of raw organic sugar. I always go raw, I always go organic as much as I can. And then you're going to want some organic black or green tea, and I prefer using the black tea. And then you're also going to need 1 raw organic kombucha. Now, this is something I've been wanting to try. The store ran out of original, but I've gotten a lot of requests that where some people I know where they live, they cannot get the original. They can only find the flavored. Now, gingerade, that's just raw ginger or pressed ginger added to the kombucha after it's done. So I believe that will probably be the easiest. If you were to go ahead and try it, I would go with that one. And I am going to try it for you guys so you can see if it actually works. I will let you know if it works, and if it does, you're set. So, it's a different view. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to brew tea like I would normally. I'm just going to add my purified water to my bowl, or my pot. Put it on high. In the meantime, while I wait for this to go ahead and warm up, I'm going to make my own personal tea. I like using loose leaf tea for my own personal tea. I go to a local place, it's called the Mustard Seed, and I get my loose tea. They're absolutely wonderful there. I would go ahead and check out their site. They use organic blends for the most part. And I'm going to be making a blend of stinging nettle, peppermint, yarrow, and I think raspberry leaves. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I absolutely love tea. Tea is so good for you. I'm going to take it out of the bag actually and do it loose. Now this is the nettle, the stinging nettle. Stinging nettle has a lot of good properties to it. I'm actually not going to go into a lot of the health benefits of this just because I am not a professional, I'm not an expert, and I don't want you to get any ideas from me. I'm just going to tell you why I personally use it. I like stinging nettle. It's really good. I have a lot of allergies, so it really helps out with my allergies. Now, truthfully, I would recommend, if you are interested in this, going and seeing a professional. They have a lot more experience and know-how in this. And I have tons of herb books, so I double check everything that I use before I do it. I use red raspberry leaves. I like it just for the flavor of it. Also, you know, we are trying to have a child, so, you know, it definitely helps for women in their systems. So, actually, I think I'm going to hold off on the peppermint today. And yarrow is really, really good. I've had a lot of problems with my feet. I've been really hurting a lot. I've had a lot of inflammation. So I'm going to add some yarrow. Mix it up in here. Should be really yummy, actually. Now, yarrow is really neat. It's actually a weed that grows around. So 2 of the 3 of these are weeds that just grow around this area. It's the neatest thing. I actually collect the yarrow straight from around my garden, and I collect it every year, and I dry it, and I use it in my tea all the time. So as you can see, our water is boiling now. I'm going to lower it to a low and a simmer. I'm going to add my tea bags. So I have my tea ready for when I'm ready to have that. I'm going to put away my herbs. I haven't had this in a while, and I'm really excited to have it again. Thank you, Christine. So actually, while I'm going to go ahead and wait for this, I'm going to show you what I got at the mustard seed today. I've been wanting to go see them for so long. Let me show you. First off, she put it in this absolutely adorable bag. Isn't that cute? I'm going to use this again. I also got red clover blossom. It's really nice. As you guys probably, if you've seen some of my previous episodes, I don't use conditioner in my hair. I usually use a tea infusion to rinse my hair. That way I don't have any leftover residue. It's really nice. So red clover is really nice as a tea infusion for your hair, because it actually will even make your hair a little redder, which is cool. I already kind of have a red tint to my hair, but it makes it a little more red. And then I also got rose hips, which is really good. Actually, I might add that to my tea too. Be yummy. And then calendula. This is actually marigold. It's also a name for it. It's in the same family. We use this for our chickens, so I got a pound of this, and it's not treated with any chemicals. And I'll use this for my chickens. I'll put it in, because we're cleaning out their coop and their run today. I'll put it in their bedding, and I'll put it in with their on the bottom. It helps keep away bugs, and it's also really good for your chickens. So, yay. So that's what I got at the mustard seed today. I could spend so much, and I could spend forever there. It's such a peaceful place. So my water for my tea is ready. So I'm gonna add that right now. I wanted to add the rose real quick. There you guys go. See? Now I'm just gonna add my water. Hot water. And I'll drink this all day. It's really yummy. Set it off to the side, let it steep, and then I'll strain it in just a little bit. My tea for my kombucha is steeping very nicely. I'm just gonna let it sit there for about 10 minutes, make sure it's nice and strong. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take the tea bags out, add the sugar, dissolve the sugar, let it cool, and actually I'll probably even take the heat off now. Let it cool, and then I'll add it to my jar, my sterilized jar. Make sure everything's nice and sterilized, people. Alright, so tea's been steeping for a while. Just gonna set those right up on over there. Press and get out all that goodness. Sugar. Now remember, this is 1/3 cup of sugar, organic sugar, because if you're going to do this, you might as well do it fully. It's a lot cheaper in the long run, and you're getting the best out of everything. So this is ready. So what I'm actually going to do to help make it cool down faster is I'm going to add it to my jar. Now it's not too hot right now. It's a little steamy, but it's not too hot. If it was too hot, I wouldn't add it to my jar for fear of, you know, causing issues with my jar. But it's okay. My sugar's all dissolved. So there's my tea in my jar. So it's cooled down enough where it is not hot anymore. It's just slightly warm, which is not a danger for the bacteria that we have forming in the kombucha. Now, the reason you need the primary kombucha is to transfer or start the actual enzymes. This has the enzymes and yeast and bacteria from its original host, its mother. That's why you also want raw. Because if it was cooked, if it was pasteurized or preserved, it would go ahead and lose all that goodness. It exploded on me. That's another thing to always remember. It is a living, you know, has living organisms in it. It does become carbonated as it is stewing or cooking, or not cooking, but you know, resting. So be careful when opening it. It will go on you. You'll have a volcano in your kitchen. So now you just take those it's 16 ounces, and you add it to your tea. Pitsy. And that's it. And I'll save these bottles. That's another thing. If you can start saving these bottles and clean them out yourself, we reuse these for our own, if we're just running out the door. It works great. That's all you really do. I'm going to just put a cloth over it, take a rubber band, seal it so nothing gets in there. But you want a breathable material that it can go through. So I always use a cloth that I have. I have tons of little cloths everywhere. And I'm going to recommend terry cloth, just because usually the pieces will fall off. So I always try to avoid terry. But like old dishcloths, things of that sort. And make sure they're clean. And put them on top. Has plenty of air. Or you can use cheesecloth as well. But my cheesecloth needs to be cleaned. So that's it. And it's just going to go on my refrigerator next to my other kombucha. Alright, so there is our little starter Scoby. This is the one we just did. And this is my other kombucha. Right there. And the Scoby is right on top. I'll give you guys a close-up of it real quick so you see what. So there's my kombucha brewing. As you can see, there's the Scoby right there. That's what's forming. And I have all the sediment on the bottom. So that sediment is kind of like little baby Scobies, I guess you can say, or little starts. I could have used maybe my a bottle of the kombucha I've already made, but it's not very strong, so I didn't want to take a chance, and I wanted to try with flavored, so for others. And then I'm just gonna sanitize my hands real quick. No, I'm not gonna disturb it very much, but I thought I'd at least pull it out so you guys can see what it looks like. That is a Scoby. It's just a little disc that sits on top. This is what eats the sugar and creates the yeast and bacteria and the fermentation of our tea. And that's what I'm trying to grow right now, so I can start another batch of kombucha. So I hope you guys found some benefit out of this video. It's a really neat process going and seeing the kombucha and all this fermentation happening. I'm really enjoying it. I'm glad you guys are along for the ride. So I just hope you guys like this. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below in the comment section. I will share all of the links in the description below, along with the sauerkraut, if you want to go ahead and check out Art and Bree's channel. It's really neat. They're a really nice couple. And I hope you enjoyed this. And as always, if you like this, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share if you want to spread the love. And you have a wonderful day, and thank you for visiting us here at the Hickok Homestead.